So you mean to tell me this robot is essentially another Endo Skeleton, but it's radioactive so it glows? I dig it. Hey toy fans, and actually retro toy fans, this is going to be a retro toy opening. I'm looking at Kenner's Terminator 2 Endoglow Terminator. Now, of course, at the time, it was new. It's not anymore. The big thing about this one, it glows in the dark and it has a flamethrower blaster. Pretty cool stuff. Now, if you're familiar with the Terminator 2 line, you'll see that this is kind of a reskin of something else, and this as well. And I have those pieces here to show you whenever we start getting into the actual breakdown of this toy. Now, all in all, these cards were amazing. They were big. The figures themselves are about 5.5 inches, five and a half. So they're pretty stocky figures, okay? They're big. And they usually came with like one or two small accessories or pieces that came with them. This one, he's got a firing launcher and a blaster effect that goes with them. Now, again, he glows in the dark, and we get this nice kind of like picture here of the Endo Skeleton shooting his fire blaster thing, and he's glowing in the dark because he is, I guess, molten metal. I'm not sure why he's glowing in the dark, but he is. And you know what? Glow in the dark sells in my book pretty much every single time. If you're not sure, you listen to the podcast of Talking Toys with Taylor Jeff. One of the biggest selling points for Supernatural's the line was the holographic stickers and the fact they had glow in the dark weapons. It's a big seller for me. I love it. Now, this is a card art, and I love it because you got Arnold Schwarzenegger up here, you got the Terminator half face up here, just like the movie poster. You get Terminator 2 in that nice steel look. You get a picture of the actual, an illustration of the toy. Let's go to the back. So that's what makes these a lot of fun too. On the back, so we get Endoglow Terminator with flame firepower blaster. It says the Endoglow Terminator has had all the bioflesh melted away in the nuclear war, and his Endo Skeleton now glows in the dark. The flamethrower blaster can be used to stop any foe in his way. Whoa, cool. It says Endoglow Terminator figure glows in the dark after being exposed to direct sunlight for a short period of time. And flamethrower blaster snaps onto the right arm of the figure as shown. Load flame, quote unquote, into blaster with notch up. Press the button on blaster to fire. And of course, out of this line, we get Terminator 2 action figures. These two are new, so Meltdown Terminator and Endoglow Terminator. I actually been kind of looking for this one too. I do have the Techno Punch Terminator and I have the Power Arm Terminator. And we know that because I recently did a top 5 where I talked about that. Over here, we get a white hot T1000 with Aero Blaster, and I'm wondering if this one glows in the dark too. We do get John Connor, which was also new for the line, Secret Weapon Terminator. We get the Blaster T1000. I used to have this when I was younger, an Exploding T1000. That one looks like a lot of fun. And we've seen this with Aliens and Beetlejuice. That's kind of an ongoing exploding gimmick, and it works really well. Other things out of the line is you had a heavy metal cycle, which is actually pretty cool. You got the mobile assault vehicle, which is okay. And then the Bioflesh Regenerator playset with refills. And this was actually a really cool playset, but the figures are not to scale to these figures up there. So that's something to keep in mind. Pretty cool. I love reliving these old card backs. Let's head back to the front. Now, that's the figure on the card. I mean, there's honestly nothing else that this package is going to tell us about it. We need to get this one out and get to playing. Alright, and straight out of the package, this is what we get. Kind of crazy. So this whole figure is made out of glow-in-the-dark plastic. And that includes, down to the spot where you were going to have the originally glowing eyes. This time it's filled and it's made in glow-in-the-dark plastic. The inside pistons are made with glow-in-the-dark plastic. Forearms, pins, and everything is made with glow-in-the-dark plastic. And originally, the Techno Punch had these kind of elastic bands that would allow it to punch back and forth. They've kind of got the same thing here, but you know, they're not as tight as the others, and I'm wondering if that is due to heat damage, because my my Endo Skeleton, the bubble was really yellowed, which tells me there was probably some heat damage. But all in all, like, this is pretty cool. It glows in the dark. It's a Endo Skeleton, the T800. I love the look of these things. With him, he has, of course, this really cool charred up blaster, and it says tab up. This fits in there, and let's try it. Boom! Haha! I dig it. Spring loaded weapon, glow in the dark skeleton robot man. I'm sold. I'm sold. This is a great one. Put that up on his shoulders. I'm not quite sure how to get that part going, but he stands okay. I can see him maybe shooting up at the ceiling or the world. It's kind of a tough one. I'm trying to get some more light on him. So with him, he has all this glow in the dark plastic, and he's got great sculpting, much like the original, except that he's got this kind of black airbrushing on top of him that has some glow in the dark stuff exposed and other parts of it covered. Now, he is a redirect mold of the original Techno Punch Terminator, which was this one here. You notice this one, he has the kind of glow eyes. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, from the light hitting the top of this. There we go. The light hitting the top of that and shining out. This time, instead of it being cleared, it's just an all plastic piece. Which is, it's okay. It's okay. But other than that, it is a direct mold. Now, this one, these springs are a lot tighter, and I think it has to do with the material, because I believe this is glow in the dark like Keshi, and I don't think it's quite as springy as this rubberized type of material here. Now, instead of coming with these weapons, this time, of course, he has this weapon, and this weapon is a direct remake of this one. If you look here, this is I'm trying to remember, Claw something. He's one of the RoboCop and the Ultra Police, and he had this thing where you'd fire a cap and it'd shoot a capture claw, and it's the same thing. Obviously, they took that part out and have it to where the top just has a spring-loaded mount in it. But if you look, it even has the hole where the string was attached. Pretty cool. And it's done in this kind of orange material. And then, of course, it has the black paint over the top. Now, I know what you all are waiting on. You're waiting to find out how well he glows. Well, what do you say? Let's check it out. So it's really hard to kind of capture it on camera, but he glows actually pretty good. I dig him. I think it's an awesome addition to my glow-in-the-dark figures. I think it's a great addition to the Terminator 2 toy line. It makes me happy. It makes me smile. I think he's a lot of fun, and you know, he's supposed to be from the Future Wars, so you know, he kind of goes for chromium, and I guess the Techno Punch Terminator, I like having these in my collection. I think they're a lot of fun. I've always been a big fan of Terminator and RoboCop and Predator and Aliens, all the Dark Horse lovies, because, you know, at the time we weren't supposed to play or watch or do anything with them, but yet here's Kenner come along giving us some adultness in our toys. So, oh yeah, this is a fun one. Thank you so much for joining me for this Endoglow Terminator. I'll have more of these down the road. I love opening these retro toys. And remember, they're not dolls, they're action figures. action figures that glow in the dark. That's what makes them awesome. When I'm not recording videos here on YouTube, I'm actually over on a podcast on marvindogmedia.com called Talking Toys with Taylor and Jeff. It's a really cool toy podcast. Be sure to check it out. Also, I need your help getting my YouTube channel to grow. Be sure to subscribe down below with that big red button. Hit that bell for notifications so you can be alerted of anything that comes from me to you. Like this video, it helps YouTube know that you like what I'm making, and comment down below. I like chatting with you all.